Did you see it? Yesterday, Disney made an announcement about all their Marvel properties that are going to Disney Plus, and they released, I believe it was 4 trailers of Disney Plus shows. I was actually really excited. They made a lot of other announcements that you can go find those online. I'm not a reporter or anything like that, but they made some announcements about what's going to be happening in certain movies and everything like that. Nothing huge in my opinion. Stuff that most people have already known, especially people like who are geeky and in circle. But the trailers were second trailers to trailers that we've already seen before. WandaVision. I always want to say Bucky in the Winter Soldier, but it's Falcon in the Winter Soldier. Loki and the Marvel What If animated show. And I just wanted to give you just some of my reactions to it. I watched them last night before going to bed because I didn't get to watch it during the day. The other day, I'm sorry. And I enjoyed all of them. I just had some things. First of all, we're just going to go on WandaVision. WandaVision, I think, it seems like in the air, and when I look online and when people seem to talk about it, that WandaVision seems to be the one that everybody's excited about most of all, because of all the events that happened in Infinity War and in Endgame. And honestly, the girl who plays Wanda, Ashley Olsen, I believe her name is, one of the other Olsen kids. And it's kind of funny that she's doing the sitcom thing, because supposedly she's gone crazy and she's created this world. Although in this trailer, it looks like it may be possibly something else. Maybe they're trying to contain her in this world so that she doesn't go completely batshit crazy. That was just the feeling that I got from a couple of scenes, especially with her and Vision talking when she started to realize what was going on. You watched the trailer. Judge for yourself. What do you think's going on now? Because everybody wants it to be the House of M storyline that happened in the comic books, which we know that most things that Marvel MCU has done they basically take the name of an event that happened in Marvel comic books and they use that name and they use the gist of the story. Just little beats of the story, and then they create their own thing in their own universe, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I love Civil War and everything like that. I love a lot of the movies, and they were nothing like the comic book, but I thought that they serviced what that universe is, what the Marvel MCU universe, the movie universe is. So in the WandaVision trailer, we saw a lot of things that we saw in the previous trailer and everything like that, but I thought it was funny that her sisters, the Olsen twins, they're the ones who are on Full House, and she's basically doing all these sitcoms because she's never been a sitcom, so it's just kind of funny, like, oh, I'm going to follow in your footsteps for WandaVision. I like the trailer. I thought that it looks like they're doing a really good job. I like some of the action scenes. We get to see Wanda flying and everything like that. We get to see, I believe, Monica Rambeau, one of the Captain Marvels, after Carol Danvers, the one that we know now in the movies. And she controls light and all these other stuff. You can look that up online. But it's kind of fun to see her there and to see what she's actually going to be doing. And obviously she's affected by this world. So if Wanda's doing it herself, which we all surmise, but like I said, it looks a little bit different in the trailer now. It's affecting Monica Rambeau too. And we get to see Agatha, we get to see all these other people in the trailer, and it looked good. And I can't wait to see that one. I feel like nobody's giving this trailer love, this next one, which is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like this trailer a lot. And as far as like Disney putting in money into these Disney Plus shows like they did with The Mandalorian, there's that one scene in this trailer where we have Falcon flying through a mountain range or whatever, and like this, getting attacked by a missile, whatever the hell is going on there. And I'm like going, damn, that looks good. That looks really good. And I'm the person who watches Supergirl a lot. When she was on CBS the first season, they put a whole mess of money into that show. And I'm like, and she looked really good flying. I'm like, this looks better. My God, it looks so good. That's the one thing, that's the big difference that Disney's doing, because Disney has that shitload of money. Not that CBS doesn't, all these, other stations do, but they want it to be comparable to what we're going to see in the movie theaters as much as possible. So I love that scene. I'm like, damn. The only thing that upset me is that Sebastian Stan, who plays the Winter Soldier, his arm, I think that they just put like a leather thing on it. And I hope that, I'm like, okay, I know it would be hard to CGI that arm for a whole damn episode, and every damn episode it would cost a shitload of money. But it looks like, I'm like, okay, we're just gonna give him a leather costume and just gonna jump around, and we're gonna pretend that his metal arm is below the leather costume because we can't animate that arm. That was just funny with all the money that they're spending, that they're not gonna work on the arm. But like I'm not hearing a lot of chatter about that trailer, but I like the trailer a lot. I thought the action was good. I thought they did a good job. The next one on the list is one I'm excited for too. I'm excited for them all, but Loki. I love Tom Hiddleston. Sorry, I always want to say Fiddleston. Always want to say Tom Fiddleston. Tom Fiddleston. I love him as Loki. That's how I just, it just always wants to come out that way. But I do love him as Loki. And much like everybody else does at this point, it's kind of a consensus thing. Like, he does a great job in that. Other than that, I feel bad because I haven't seen him in anything else that I liked him in. All right, sidetracking. Going to this, Loki. I love this trailer as well. Thought they did a really good job. The only gripe that I have with this trailer is that my big complaint about Marvel comic books and DC comic books is the past 10 years, I felt like a lot of their comic books, if you read them, were just basically trying to set up a possible movie idea. And they introduce ideas just to put it in a movie or a TV show. And I felt that way a lot about Loki in the past 10 years. Everything was just like a setup for like a possible movie or a spinoff or something like that. And it kind of got on my nerves. And this, at the end, especially when they showed him with the four-piece suit, and then he had the horns and everything like that, and that was like the modern-day version of the Loki costume in the comic book. I didn't like that. I thought it looked cheap. I thought it looked really bad. That's just my opinion. I just didn't like that. I didn't like it in the comic book. I didn't like it when they put him in the fedora or whatever the heck he had there. Hated it. And I do like the original spandex costume, the green and yellow with the big horns. I do like that because he's supposed to be a god. He's supposed to be outlandish. He's supposed to be whatever. But that wouldn't work in live action, especially with this Loki. But I understand that. But I just didn't. I don't like the fact that we're using recent stories that have happened in Marvel comic books that seem to be created specifically for the movies and TV shows. But other than that, I thought it was okay. And another flying scene when he jumps out of that damn airplane at the end of the trailer, I'm like, that looks so freaking good. And I'm wondering, are they using the same special effects that they're using in The Mandalorian? If you don't know, in The Mandalorian, they have a new Viz special effects where they go into a room and they're basically interacting with CGI. And that's how they create these special effects. And so they don't have to go on location for any of these shows anymore. They can do it in this room. I believe Jon Favreau, who is running The Mandalorian, the head of Mandalorian right now, I believe that he is the one who discovered this technology. And last, but not least, is the What If animated series. I thought that this one looked good too. The only problem that I had is that I heard some people online say that it looks a little bit cheap with the characters. I don't think it looks cheap at all. I just think the fact that I wish that they didn't do the CGI route. Because if you're going to do CGI animation, you got to make it on point. You gotta make it like Pixar level and stuff like that. And because we've seen so many that have been weird. I would have liked it to be 2D animation because honestly I believe there's more motion in that, especially for TV and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with but I know now there's a lot of people that want that CGI, they want three-dimensional animation and everything like that. But we have a movie already. We have live action movies. Why do you need that constantly? So I thought that this was okay. I just thought that the faces were a little bit, how can I put it, lifeless. But it was cool to see, like, you got to see T'Challa there. Sorry. You got to see T'Challa, and just the alternate versions in the What If storylines. And I think that'll kind of be cool and everything like that. More Marvel taking more multiverse crap from everybody else. But whatever. That's what we're going to get. The only thing is that, the first thing that it reminded me of is that there was a Spider-Man, CGI cartoon that was on, at least in America, on MTV a while back. I believe it was the late 90s, early 2000s. And I liked the cartoon because it was one of the first CGI like Spider-Man things that they've ever done. And it was a full-on cartoon, full complete CGI animation. It reminded me of that, but now. And from what I remember from that cartoon, I have not seen it since it aired. That one looked a little bit better, but it's still it was reminiscent of that. And also, when Marvel was trying to get into the animation game before Disney like adopted them and like said we're gonna do everything for you, Marvel tried to release these directed DVDs of their characters like Iron Man, Doctor Strange. You can go, but I have them right in my place. I have them all, every single one of them. The Avengers, which were the ultimate versions of the Avengers. Yeah, they did all these movies. And the Iron Man one, it was all 2D animation, but the villains in the story were computer-generated animation. And I believe this might be on Netflix now, too. And those CG animated characters on there also reminded me of this show. So hopefully it'll be good. It looks good, like I said, but I'm not, like, crazy about it. But it looked good. everything. Marvel animation things have been iffy for me. There have been far few in betweens. Even so far back as like the X-Men days in the 90s. I just, yeah, whatever. That's my opinion. But what did you guys think of the trailers? Have you not seen them? Watch them now. I think they did a really good job. And of course, this is Marvel's clapback. So they will probably be seeing a lot more of this stuff soon. Once again, my name is Michael S. Garner. I do comic book related reviews, stories, and well, just chime in on all these comic book related TV shows and movies and stuff like that, and some of the news that's going on in that. If you like the content that I have here on my page, just subscribe and you can get notifications of any new videos. And also, if you do want to check out my online comic book, I create my own online comic book. I haven't done anything with it in a while. There's only 2 issues online. But you can check it out at magicloud.com. You can get a PDF version or view it online, whatever you want to do. I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to like or share this video, it'll greatly help my station as well. I hope you guys have a great day.